Okay, we're gonna be getting started in a hot second. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Shah brought the thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Lathan by Shem Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala, and this is the Thursday night scripture breakdown class for the ISUBK NORCAL. So tonight we're gonna be getting into Daniel. Who was Daniel? You understand? What made Daniel a priest and prophet? You understand? Why was Daniel chosen by the Lord? You understand, to give such heavy prophecies? You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get into the pedigree of Daniel. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of give you a little bit of history about Daniel and what made him authorized for him to actually be a priest and prophet and to prophesy such great prophecies. You understand? Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. In the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. You understand? So this is during the time of the Babylonian captivity of the Israelites. You understand? Of course, as you know, we went against the law, statutes, and commandments by worshiping other gods. You understand? Marrying other nations physically and spiritually, excuse me, and taking on their customs and their culture, you understand, and forsaking our own God. And in turn, the Lord sent us into captivity once again, you understand, just like we was in captivity to the Philistines, just like we was in captivity to the Salakia, to the Egyptians, you understand? So here we are back in captivity once again, just like you in captivity in America, because our people broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, you understand? We broke the covenant that we made with the Lord, that we made with the Lord when we came out of Egypt. You understand? When we promised the Lord that we would hold on to his laws, you understand? Keep his high holy days. You know what I'm saying? Observe all of the law, statutes, and commandments that you can find in this book. You understand? Salakia, reading on, verse 2. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, excuse me, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure, it's like into the treasure house of his God. You understand? The Lord said, look, us and our king are going to go into captivity if we don't follow these law, statutes, and commandments. Understand? Not only was Jehoiakim a slave to another nation, you understand, in captivity to another nation, but our greatest king, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he was also in captivity to another nation, being the Romans. You understand? So this king, Nebuchadnezzar, you understand, this Babylonian king, which the Babylonians would today be your so-called Ethiopians, Somalians, and Eritreans. You know what I'm saying? Reading on, or Salakia. So he took our king captive, you understand, and robbed our temple. You understand? Took some of the treasures of the house of the Lord and brought it back to his own people, you understand, in a place where they worship in the treasury to his own God. You understand? Verse 3. And the king spake unto Aspenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seeds and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning and knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning, Salakia, and the tongue of the Chaldeans. You understand? So I'm gonna read that again. Salakia, I'm gonna read verse 3 and 4 again. And the king spake unto Ashapaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes. You understand? So this master of this king's eunuchs, you understand? A eunuch is someone who refrains from having a woman. You understand? Who refrains from having a wife. You understand? So the prince of these eunuchs, he was given an order by the king to take some of the children of Israel along with the king's seed, you understand, to basically raise them up and train them how they want them to be. You understand? And the king just didn't want anybody. He wanted children that was gifted, bright children, so to speak. You understand? When it said they had no blemish, meaning they didn't have any physical ailments. You understand? Wasn't none of them lame as far as like cannot walk. You understand? They was all in a right mind, understanding science. You understand? These was children of great understanding. You understand? Like you ever heard of a gifted child in school? You understand? A child with some understanding. You understand? A young child that knew what was going on in the times that he was living in. You understand? Verse 4. Salaki, verse 4. Yeah, come. Verse 4. Children of whom was no blemish, but well favored. You understand? These was well favored kids. And skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. You understand? They trying to raise these children up to be like the Chaldeans. You understand? And if you know the history, just a quick sidebar, a history of the Chaldeans. You understand? Abraham, his people came from the Chaldeans, right? Or in that land, you understand? And the Chaldean people, these was people that basically was like they indulged in witchcraft, you understand? All type of wicked stuff, you understand, that the Lord wanted Abraham to get the hell away from. So this is why the Lord chose Abraham and told him to get away from his own house, you understand, to go live in the land that he was going to point to him, because these Chaldeans, you understand, they was wicked people, right? Verse 5. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. You understand? So during this time, the king is giving orders to raise these young children up so they can teach them in the ways and in the tongue of the Chaldeans. And on top of that, he's giving them what he eats and drink. Now understand, this is a Babylonian king. You understand? This is not an Israelite king. This is not someone who fears the Lord. So you can imagine what the hell he was eating. You understand? He probably was eating all type of abominations. Matter of fact, Salakia, not probably, a fact, he was eating all type of abominations, because these other nations don't have laws against unclean meat. You understand? The king was eating whatever the hell he wanted to, right? Verse 6. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. You understand? Now, among these children that were being raised up and trained to be like these Chaldeans and eating of the king's meat from his table, you understand? It was children from the tribe of Judah. Man, these is Judites. These is little gifted little boys that you can see in Chicago, you understand, in Oakland and Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? Philadelphia, uh, Palm Beach, Florida, Miami, Florida, you understand? Atlanta, Georgia. Like these, like when you know Judite kids, you understand, you can understand a Judite kid that you raise up, you understand? You know exactly what I mean by a gifted child, you understand? So these is young Judite kids, right? Verse 7. Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Bel Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and Mishael of Mishak. and to Azariah of Abednego. You understand? Like, this is a clear sign that these brothers are in captivity. You understand? Have you ever seen the movie Roots? They beat the hell out of Kunta Kinte and called him Toby. You understand? Because they didn't want him to be called by his own name. You understand? In his own tongue. I just read to you in verse Salaki, in verse 4, that they wanted to teach these children the ways of being a Chaldean, and on top of that, their language. You understand? So they gave these young brothers different names, just like how they did in America. You understand? When we got off them slave ships, your name wasn't Jones, it wasn't Smith. You understand? It wasn't Barkley. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Jordan. It wasn't none of those names. You had Israelite names. You understand? We went from brothers named Masha or Karanyala, you understand, to being called James, being called Will, being called John, you understand? Because that's what your slave master will do to you. Your slave master is going to give you the name that he sees fit for you. You understand? Salakia. Verse 8. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. You understand? And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Of course, this is a heathen king. You understand? Daniel didn't want this meat. You understand? Because he didn't want to defile himself. Meaning that this heathen king, he was eating abominations. This was pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You understand? And probably some other weird animals that these goddamn Africans is eating at this time. You understand? But Daniel, he like, man, look, I don't want to eat that meat. I do not want to defile myself. I fear the Lord. You understand? Salakia. Read that again. Verse 8. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. You understand? So he went to go holler at one of the prince of the eunuchs, like, look, man, I don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. I fear my God. You understand? I can't eat those type of meats. You understand? Verse 9. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. You understand? The Lord was with Daniel. You know what I'm saying? These eunuchs, they was like, oh, Daniel, man, you a cool little dude. You understand? That's because the spirit was on the Lord, on top of the spirit of the Lord. You understand? Making it possible for these eunuchs to actually have mercy on Daniel and treat Daniel like they had some type of love or respect for him. You understand? Verse 10. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who have appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me in danger of my head to the king. Man, look, this prince of the eunuch, he get at Daniel like, look, bro, check this out. If I don't feed y'all what the king told me to feed you, you understand? Y'all gonna be skinny. You niggas is gonna be malnourished, and the king is gonna see that, and I'm gonna be in danger with the king. You know what I'm saying? If you don't eat this food, he's going to see that the rest of the kids that's actually eating this food, they running around healthy and everything is good with them. Meanwhile, y'all gonna be malnourished. You're gonna be smaller than them. You understand? You're gonna be skinnier than them. You're gonna be weaker than them, and all of this. And the king is going to notice this, and I'm gonna be in danger of what the king is gonna do to me. You understand? Salakia. Verse 11. Then said Daniel to Mizar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, and Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us post to eat and water to drink. He like, look, man, check this out. Give us 10 days. You understand? When he's saying prove thy servants, he basically like test your servants. You understand? See what happens to us in 10 days if you give us post and water to drink. Now, post is like fruits and vegetables or grain or something like that. You understand? And or both. You understand? He's saying, look, man, give us some fruits and vegetables, some grains, things of that nature, and water to drink, and come look on us 10 days from now. You understand? And see how we faring after these 10 days, right? Verse 13. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat. and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he like, man, look, in 10 days after y'all feed us these fruits and vegetables and this grain and this water, then come and take a look at us, you understand, and see what's going on with us. Compare us to these other children that's eating what was provided to them by the king, you understand? And if you see any difference, you go ahead and do whatever you want to do to your servants, you understand? But Daniel, like, man, look, we ain't eating that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can give us some fruits and vegetables to eat, you understand, and some water to drink, and then come look at us in 10 days. But eating that pork, eating that shrimp, that crab and lobster, that's out. You understand? Me and my other three brothers, we ain't doing it. You understand? Verse 14. So he consented to them in this manner and proved them 10 days. So he like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grant you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you, right? Verse 15. And at the end of 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Now, these young brothers, being Judites, you understand, being children of the Lord, they ate they ate clean food and less food than the rest of these other heathen children that ate from the king's table. You understand? And when he came back in that 10 days, they looked at more healthier than them. You understand? They looked at more healthier than them, and their faces was fatter than them, meaning they was putting on a couple pounds. You understand? It looked like they wasn't missing no meals. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they were just doing just fine. They wasn't being starved if you looked at how they looked. You understand? If you looked at their appearance, you know what I'm saying? If you looked in their faces, and it looked like they was being starved. Verse 15. And at the end of 10 days, there Salakia. Verse 16. Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink and gave them posts. You understand? So he kept giving that to them. He like, man, look, these young dudes, they turning out all right after the 10 days. I'm gonna just go ahead and take these abominations away from them and this wine, you know what I'm saying? And give them what they asked me for and some water. You know what I'm saying? Verse 17. As for these four children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. You understand? The Lord was with these young brothers. You understand? The Lord was with Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Because they chose to keep their integrity. They chose to actually serve their Lord, keep these law, statutes, and commandments. And the Lord was with these brothers even in the time of captivity. Because remember, this is during the Babylonian captivity. We are literally slaves to a whole nother nation of people. And these brothers, they took it upon themselves being kids, you understand, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Verse 18. Now, at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king commanded Salaki, and the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. You understand? So after these 3 years, where they nourished these young brothers up and the rest of these children from other nations, you understand? And the Salaki, not from other nations, but from the king's seed, the king's the king's people, you understand? These children that he chose to get raised up, you know what I'm saying, to get taught in the customs on what he wanted them to learn, on top of these children of Judah, Daniel, Azariah, so forth and so on, you understand? He's seeing that these young brothers was different than the other ones. You understand? I'm gonna read that again. It says, and the king communed with them, and among them all was none found like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. You understand? So the king like, look, I want them. You understand? They can come in the palace, you know what I'm saying, and do this work that I'm about to give to them, because the Lord was with them. You understand? These young brothers was more understanding. They had more knowledge, more wisdom. You understand? They was wiser than the rest of these other children. Just because these is Judites. These is young brothers of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. You understand? Salakia, verse 20. And in all manners of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. You understand? These young brothers were sharp. They were sharper than all the magicians and all the astrologers that was in the king's realm. You understand? Like he looked to them like, man, look, let me see what's going on with these young brothers. If I got a question on something intellectual or something that needs some deep counsel on, you understand? He looked to these young brothers. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Verse 21. And Daniel continued even into the first year of King Cyrus. You understand? Now, let's get a little bit more history on Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Daniel when he's a child. You understand? This is basically the beginning of the scripture speaking about this brother Daniel. You understand? He just went through having to be raised up in the king's palace, you understand, and following orders up under this king, but he kept his integrity. You understand? He kept the law, statutes, and commandments. Something as a morsel of meat, you understand, that's unclean to him. That small thing, him as a child, you understand, he understood that he shouldn't indulge in eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. He shouldn't indulge in the abominations, you understand, of the other nations. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, the Lord was with this brother. You know what I'm saying? But let's get a little bit more history of Daniel. You understand? Let's see how wise the brother Daniel was. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. If y'all got any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Baba Kasha. Let's go to the Apocrypha, right? The history of Susanna. You understand? This sister Susanna, she lived around the same time, you understand, as the Babylonian captivity of the southern kingdom. You understand, which consists of Judah, Benjamin, and a little bit of Levi. You know what I'm saying? This is the history of Susanna, chapter 1 and verse 1. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Seleucus, a very fair woman and one that feared the Lord. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. You understand? This sister feared the Lord. You understand? Sister Susanna, she feared the Lord. And it says she was a very fair woman, meaning she was a very beautiful woman. You understand? And the reason why she feared the Lord is because her mother and her father was righteous, and they taught her to fear the Lord. The scriptures say, train a child up in that way which he shall go. I'm paraphrasing. You understand? When you train your children to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, you understand? Then your children are going to follow the Lord more than likely. You understand? If all your children know is keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. Now we don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. What the hell is a birthday? We don't celebrate Christmas. Halloween costumes, y'all look funny. You understand? So forth and so on. They've never ate a piece of turkey on goddamn Thanksgiving. You understand? They never dressed up in some new clothes and went to goddamn church on Easter Sunday. If they don't know any of this and you train your children up, you understand, like how we doing the ISBK up under Commander General, all they are going to know is serving the Lord. You understand? If there is no alternative to how you're supposed to live as a Israelite and serving your God, then your children are going to do exactly how you do. Just like in this captivity of America, brothers and sisters celebrate Christmas because their parents did. You eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster because your mama and daddy did, because Big Mama did. You understand? Shalom Yahushamar Lathamba Hashem Yahushua says the water for tuning in. You understand? We've been trained up to live how our oppressor wants us to live. We celebrate all the damn holidays of our slave master. You understand? And the reason being is because our parents did it, and their parents did it, and their parents did it, and so forth and so on. But this sister Susanna, she was a righteous sister. You understand? She feared the Lord because her parents feared the Lord, and they instilled that in her. You understand? Salakia, verse 4. And Joachim was a great rich man and had a fair garden joining unto the house. And to him resorted the Jews because he was more honorable than all the others. You understand? This brother Joachim Susanna's husband, he was a rich dude, you understand? And he had a big palace, you understand? And a lot of the Israelites, they came to come deal with him, you understand? They came to commune with him, came in his house and all of that, right? So like it. Salaki. Verse 5. The same year appointed two of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people. You understand? So like, let me read that again. The same year appointed two of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake. You understand? So this same year, you understand, two elders, you understand, that had some seasoning on them, so to speak. These became judges over the children of Israel. You understand? Salakia. That wickedness came from Babylon. Salakia. That wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people. Now these brothers, these was wicked brothers. You understand? They indulged in a way of being a Babylonian. You understand? They wasn't full-fledged Israelites. They wasn't Israel indeed. You understand? They was Israel in the flesh, but they thought and acted like Babylonians. You understand? And these was wicked judges. Verse 6. These kept much at Joachim's house, and all that had any suits in law came unto them. So these brothers was at Joachim's house all the time. You understand? And if anybody had a dispute or discrepancy, or two brothers was inquiring of the law, you understand, as far as like a trespass council and so forth and so on, they came to these brothers. You understand, right? These elders that was judges over the children of Israel, right? Verse 7. Now, when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they might not look, Salaki, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. You understand? So these two elders, you understand, they used to be at this brother Joachim's house all the time. And when his wife went to go walk through this big garden, you understand, that her husband had at his big palace, these brothers used to be watching her, just lusting after her. You understand? Like evil bastards. Y'all, here you are coming to this brother's house every goddamn day. You understand? He's allowing you to hold councils at his house. You understand? He, of course, I'm sure he's feeding you. This is a great rich man, and he's honorable. You understand? But these judges, you know what I'm saying, these wicked judges, they came to his house every damn day and lusted after his wife every goddamn day. You understand? Verse 10. And albeit they were both wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief. You understand? So both of these brothers, they was in love with Susanna. You understand? They was lusting after her day in and day out, but they never told each other this. You understand? It's just two brothers like, man, that's a bad sister right there. And they just keep lusting after her, you understand? And just thinking evil thoughts on what they would do to this other brother's wife, you understand? And they never told each other how they felt. Verse 11, for they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. You understand? Of course they was ashamed, because these brothers know it's evil as hell for you to be sitting back just lusting after your brother's wife. You understand? Or any man's wife, to that matter. You understand? Uh, Verse 12. Yet they watch diligently from day to day to see her. You understand? These are some evil bastards. They got a cold demon on them. You know what I'm saying? Verse 13. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were going out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. then appointed they a time both together when they might find her alone. So these brothers, they dap up, hey, Lord Christ, man, look, check this out. I'm finna go ahead and take it home. You know what I'm saying? It's getting late. It's about dinner time. I'm about to go and get up out of here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Me too. You know what I'm saying? Finna go and get up out of here. They both left thinking that the other one is really finna go home. They double back and find each other, come back to the same place. You understand? And when they did that, they was like, man, what you here for? Oh, what you here for? And that's when they confessed to each other, like, man, look, the Susanna bad, man. I'm trying to find a time and place where I could be alone with her. You understand? Oh, me too. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, woo woo, right? Too wicked and evil as hell. You understand? These brothers still both had the same intentions on their mind. You understand? Verse 15. And it fell out as they watched Salakia. And it fell out as they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to watch herself in the garden, for it was hot. You understand? So they basically came up with a plan like, look, man, we gonna catch her by herself, you understand? And we gonna do what we do, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? So they see the sister, she going out one day, you know what I'm saying, to go wash herself in the garden because it was hot outside, you understand? And she got two maids with her, two other sisters with her, right? Verse 16, and there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her. Then said she to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she commanded them. But they saw not the elders because they hid. You understand? So this sister, she was like, look, man, I'm finna go in and take a shower. Y'all go ahead and close the doors behind me and go grab me some soap, you know what I'm saying, and go grab me some oil, so I'm saying, so I can clean myself properly. You understand? Now when these two sisters left, they ain't thinking nothing of it, and they didn't see these two brothers, you understand? Because these brothers hid, you understand? They was lying in wait for their chance to actually sleep with this married sister. You understand? Salakia. Verse verse 19. Now when the maids were going forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore, consent unto us and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. You understand? So these two wicked bastards, you understand? They rock up on the sister soon as her maids get up out of there, and they close the doors behind them. Like, look, man, check this out. We want to have sex with you, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody here but us and you. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead and let us have our way with you, or we gonna lie on you and tell everybody that you was out here sleeping with another man while you're married, you understand? And this is the reason, this is the real reason why you sent your handmaids from you, not to go get your soap and oil, but to have an adulterous affair with another man with your husband not around. You understand? Salaki. Where was I at? And Susanna basically was like, look, man, check this out, bro. When she said I'm straightened on either side, that's basically her saying, like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. You understand? But she ain't folding. This sister is righteous. She got integrity. She like, look, man, I would rather fall into y'all hands than to sin, you know what I'm saying, in the sight of the Lord. Like, man, nah, I'm not doing that, bro. I would rather y'all kill me, or somebody, I would rather y'all tell the congregation this lie and have me stoned to death than to actually sit up here and sin against my husband, sin against God. You understand? Sin in the sight of the Lord. You understand? To commit adultery on my husband and have sex with you two bastards, I would rather die. You understand? That would be better for me than me going to go through with this this filthy, wicked act that y'all are asking me to do. You understand? Because the Lord gonna judge me anyway. You understand? If I do what y'all say, so I'm gonna just go in and basically just die like a righteous sister. You understand? Salakia. Verse 24. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. Like this was a righteous sister. You understand? This sister is like so hurt at what they trying to put on her. You understand? And the judgment that's most likely going to happen to her because these two wicked bastards is lying on her. You understand? She just break out in tears and start crying. You understand? Now when the servants heard this, they heard the sister crying. They ran out there to go see what was going on, but these two wicked bastards already came up with the story. You understand? And when they hearing the story, they was ashamed. And they like, damn, for real, like that. Wow, like damn, for real, Susanna, like this how you getting down? Because they ain't never heard nothing like this from this sister. You understand? These servants most likely didn't watch this sister grow up from a little girl to a young righteous woman. You understand? And to hear this wicked stuff, it's like damn, like we thought you was better than this. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, verse 28. And it came to pass Slack And it came to pass the next day when the people were assembled to her husband Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death, and said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelseas, Joachim's wife. And so they went, Salaki, and so they sent. So she came So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. You understand? So the next day, they go holler at her husband, you understand? He know the situation, you know what I'm saying? So they sent for Susanna. You know what I'm saying? When they sent for her, she came with her mother, her father, all of her family, you understand, her children. And this sister had a veil on her face, you understand? She had her head covered, you understand? She was in modest apparel, you understand? And these wicked bastards, they was in lust with her so goddamn much, you understand? They was like, man, look, tell her to take that covering off of her face. Not so she can show her face, you understand, so they can see her facial expression, but just so they can marvel at how beautiful this sister was. You understand? Salakia. Verse 32. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. And she, weeping, looked up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord. And the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away. Then a young man, Salakia, who there was hid, came unto her and lay with her. Then we that stood in the corner of the garden, seeing the wickedness, ran unto them. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify. So these brothers, they came up with a whole story and a whole lie on this sister just because she didn't want to sleep with them, you understand? Because she was already married. You understand? She didn't want to commit the filthy, wicked act of committing adultery, you understand? And these brothers was just starstruck by her beauty, you understand? That they demanded to sleep with her, and if she wouldn't sleep with them, you understand, they was gonna make this lie on her that she can get killed. You understand? These are some wicked dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Verse 41. Then the assembly believed him, and those that were the elders and judges of the people, so they condemned her to death. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, thou knowest the secrets and knowest all the things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me and have Salaki, and behold, I must die, whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice. You understand? So they basically pronounced the sister guilty on the spot. You understand? And she's condemned to death, meaning she's been sentenced to death. You understand? And what she did was she prayed to the Lord, like Lord, you know I'm not guilty of these crimes. You know I've been a righteous sister my whole life. You understand? Please, Lord, basically just help me. You understand? She cried on the Lord. You understand? Because she was a righteous sister and she trusted in the Lord. Now watch what the Lord do for her. You understand? Verse 44. And the Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel. You understand? This is Daniel, a little bit older than Daniel, the first chapter. You understand? The Lord raised up his spirit. You understand? Like, look, Daniel, bro, you a sharp dude. You wise and understanding. You understand? You need to go out there and go help that sister. You understand? This is the spirit that came upon the Lord. You understand? Salaki. That was Salaki that came on Daniel from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel, who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? You understand? Daniel spoke up like a real man. You understand? Mind you, Daniel's a young brother at this time. It's not saying exactly how old he is, but Daniel's anywhere from between 15 to about 19, 20. You understand? This is a young brother. You know what I'm saying? And he cried with a loud voice. And Slaki, what did he say? He said, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Meaning, look, I'm going to prove to you that this sister ain't done none of that. You understand? This sister does not deserve to die because these two dudes is lying on her. You know what I'm saying? Verse 48. So like in verse 47, then all the people turned towards him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? Verse 48. So he standing in the midst of them said, are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel? He like, man, are you niggas stupid? You understand? Daniel sat right there and seen the whole trial. You understand? He ain't like they didn't do nothing but convict this sister because two people bear false witness against her. You understand? The sister wasn't even able to defend herself. They heard what these two wicked dudes said just because they was judges over the children of Israel. You understand? And they believed them and condemned this sister to death. And Daniel, him being wise, he like, hold on, like y'all ain't even really got to the bottom of it. Y'all just hearing one side of the story. The sister ain't got no time to speak, and y'all ain't even inquire of them what actually happened. You just heard what these niggas said, and now y'all just gonna condemn this sister to death. Y'all out of pocket. You understand? Or is you niggas dumb? That's basically what he said. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? Verse 49. Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste. And the elder said unto him, come, sit down among us and show it us, seeing God hath given thee the honor of an elder. So these elders like, look, man, check it out, bro. Like, come sit with us and show us what's going on. because we know the Lord has blessed you with the wisdom and knowledge of you being an elder. You understand? Like you a young brother, but you seasoned, Daniel. You understand? We want to hear what you got to say. We want to hear how you know that they lying on this sister. You understand? Verse 51. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. So Daniel, Daniel, split these two up. You understand? You see this happen every goddamn day when you watch First 48. You understand? The Bible tells you how to deal with crime. You understand? Like we literally finna deal with like this is about to be a First 48 moment. You understand? These two niggas is lying about something. You understand? And Daniel, he playing detective right now. You understand? Well, Salaki, not playing detective. Daniel's being a detective right now. He's trying to get to the bottom of what actually happened. You understand? Being a police officer and actually enforcing the laws in this empire that we live in, of course they do it unjustly and unrighteously, but the idea of it comes from the Bible. You understand? Everything comes from the Bible. The law of this land comes from the Bible. You understand? To where you can't kill, you can't murder, you're not able to be a drug dealer, you cannot steal. All of that is in the Bible. These are the laws, statutes, and commandments of the children of Israel, and America has stolen this from us. You understand? And they enforce the law to whenever the hell they want to make them look like they're righteous people. But these law, statutes, and commandments, you understand, are for the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? This is how our people got down back in the day. And Daniel about to give you a great example of how you get down to the bottom of a serious problem. You understand? Salakia. Then Daniel said unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. So Daniel, like, man, look, separate these two niggas. You understand? Separate them. And I'm finna go interrogate them. That's what he mean by examine them. I'm finna go ask them questions to get to the bottom of this. Just like First 48. You got two people that's suspects in a murder. You understand? They gonna separate these two and they gonna question them, you understand, to try to get to the bottom of it. You understand? Or just like you got two witnesses and they don't really believe these witnesses like that. Let me separate them, you know what I'm saying, so we can get to the bottom of this. So like, yeah. Salakia. Verse 52. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxing old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. So Daniel, he blazing on him. You understand? He like, man, look, like, bro, you've been doing this wicked stuff. You understand? You've been out of pocket, but now the Lord is going to deal with you. Now your sins is going to come to the light. You understand? Now we finna see exactly what type of wicked, filthy bastard you are, because you've been doing this for a long time. You understand? It's the same thing if a cop catch a known drug dealer, you understand, that's been a drug dealer for so goddamn long, and now they finally got him, and he like, look, man, I told you we was gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been selling that dope for years, and I told you your time was coming, and now we got you. You know what I'm saying? This is how Daniel getting at these wicked judges. You know what I'm saying? Verse 53, for thou hast pronounced false judgment and hast condemned the innocent and has let the guilty go free. Albeit the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shall thou not slay. Now, then, if thou hast seen her, tell me under what tree sawest thou, Salaki, sawest thou them companioning each other? Who answered, under the mastic tree. Verse 55. And Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now, the angel of God have received the sentence of God to cut thee in two. Verse 56. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee, and lust hath perverted thee. So like it perverted thine heart. You understand? So he like, man, look, all right, okay. He get at the one brother like, okay, under the master tree, okay, we got you. All right, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I know you lying. You understand? The Lord finna deal with you. But we gonna see in a few seconds. Go and get up out of here. Hey, bring that other nigga over here. You know what I'm saying? Let me holler at him. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I'm gonna read that again. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty have deceived thee, and lust have perverted thine heart. He said, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah. You understand? Meaning you get out like these Canaanites, bro. You ain't Israel. You understand? Like you're not an Israelite. You understand? Not indeed. Of course, you from the seed of Israel, but nigga, you really a Canaanite. You know what I'm saying? It's just like some wicked Israelite today, you understand, that lives like a Christian, you understand, or sells out his own people for monetary gain. Just like them wicked brothers, you understand, that consented with the king's consent in the book of First Maccabees, you understand, to actually get down like they was Greeks. You understand? He like, man, you niggas is wicked. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Verse 57. Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear companion with you, but the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness. He like, bro, you been doing this. Bro, you've been sleeping with other brothers' wives, you understand? And they were scared of you. That's why they had sex with you. But this sister Susanna, oh, she ain't giving it up like that, bro. Like she feared the Lord, you understand? She not scared of you. You understand? That's why she ain't lie with you. But we know you've been having sex with a lot of these other young sisters, you understand, that got husbands, you understand, or having sex with sisters and just throwing them away. We know you've been doing this, bro. But Susanna, she wasn't doing it this time, you understand? And today you met your match. You know what I'm saying? Verse 58. Now therefore tell me, under what tree did thou take them, Salakia, did thou take them companioning each other? Who answered, under a home tree. Then said Daniel unto him, well, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of God waiteth with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With all that, Salakia, with that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God, who saved them that trusted him. And they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth. And according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor, and they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day. Therefore, Chelseas and his wife praised God for their daughter Susanna with Joachim her husband and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her. From that day forth was Daniel held in great reputation in the sight of the people. You understand? This was what Daniel was, a wise young dude. You understand? He seen these two wicked brothers. You understand? Of course, he already knowing they wicked. You know what I'm saying? He already told the one brother, like, bro, you've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now we got you. You understand? He already knew what was going on with these two brothers. And he had enough wisdom to actually not let this sister get killed, you understand, without giving her a fair trial. And what he did was him using the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that the Lord has blessed him with, you understand? He separated these two brothers and asked them their side of the story. And both of them told two completely different sides of the stories. So I get both of them told the same story, but with one small detail that let you know that these brothers was lying. You understand? One said, look, I seen them up under the home tree. The other brother said, I seen them up under the mastic tree. Both of these trees are totally two totally completely different trees. You understand? And Daniel understanding that they saying two completely different trees, both of you niggas is lying. You understand? And since y'all gonna lie on this sister and try to put her to death, the angel of the Lord is going to put both of you to death. You understand? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah for the righteous judgment of this brother Daniel. You understand? For this sister Susanna getting saved from an unwarranted death. You understand? And being put to death wickedly. You understand? Stories like this in the Bible are very important. This is why I want to get into Daniel today, because Daniel was a righteous, you understand, priest. with full of understanding that he got from the Lord. You understand? So much understanding that as a young brother, he was able to save a sister's life. You know what I'm saying? From being stoned to death because two wicked judges. You understand? Two men of high stature in the nation of Israel lied on his sister because she wouldn't sleep with them. You understand? And Daniel knew how to get to the bottom of it. You understand? And all of this came from the Lord blessing Daniel with being a wise and understanding young brother, and him being a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? Salakia. Let's go to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter now. Let's look at one of the coldest prophecies that Daniel prophesied to happen. You understand? It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote them down and told the sum of the matters. So Daniel, you understand, when he laying down on his bed, he having dreams and visions. And he wrote them down, you understand, and was telling people what was going on, you know what I'm saying, what the Lord was going, what the Lord was showing him in dreams and visions. You understand? Verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in a vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. You understand? When Daniel say these four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea, this is the destruction that's coming from the four corners of the planet Earth. You understand? All right. Verse 3. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. Now, these four great beasts, this is not some like if you was born in the early 90s, you understand, they had a show called the Power Rangers that came out, and or Godzilla that came up out of the goddamn ocean. This is not talking about that. This four great beasts is talking about four kingdoms. You understand? Salakia, four empires. You know what I'm saying? It says, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. You understand? These is four different kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? It says the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings, and I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from earth and made stand upon his feet, and a man's heart was given to it. You understand? This first like this first beast is talking about the Babylonian Empire. You understand? Excuse me. Grab some water real quick. Salaki. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. So this first beast, this is talking about the Babylonian Empire. You understand? Let me see. What was And it's Belshazzar, right? Belshazzar is the grandson of Nebuchadnezzar. So this is during the time of the Babylonian Empire still ruling on planet Earth at this time. You understand? So this is in a period of time where Daniel, he older now. You understand? Daniel probably in probably like his 30s, 40s, 50s, like he not a young brother like how we was reading in Daniel the first chapter, or Susanna. You understand, the book of Susanna, the history of Susanna. You understand? Daniel's a little bit older now. He a little bit more seasoned and wiser. You understand? And the Lord is showing them these prophecies, right? So like I must go back to verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon a great sea. Like once again, I said this four winds, you understand? This is the destruction that's coming from the four corners of the planet Earth. And that great sea is the Mediterranean Sea. You understand? The Italy sits and bordered on the Mediterranean Sea. What else? Palestine, Israel borders on the Mediterranean Sea. Greece borders on the Mediterranean Sea. You understand? This is where the Valley of Decision is. You understand? In the land of Palestine, Israel. You understand? This is where this great destruction is coming from the four corners of the earth. You understand? On this great sea. This is talking about the Mediterranean Sea. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. It says, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. Once again, this is talking about four different empires, you understand? Or four different kingdoms. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. You understand? Now, when it say this is talking about the Babylonian Empire. You understand? When it says it stood on its feet like a man, and a man's heart was given unto it, meaning this beast started ruling over the known world at that time. Babylon was the superpower of the time of when Daniel, Nehemiah, and a couple other priests and prophets. You understand? But Babylon began to rule at that time. You understand? Verse 5, and behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side and had three ribs in its mouth of it between the teeth. And they said, thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. Now let's break down verse 5. You understand? Verse 5, and behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear. You understand? This second beast is talking about the Medo-Persian Empire. You understand? This is that second beast. It says, and it raised up itself on one side. You understand? This was the Medo-Persian Empire. You understand? And eventually Persia became to rule. You understand? Persia was the ruling empire at that time. King Cyrus of Persia, King Darius of Persia, and I believe Cyrus, it was either Cyrus or Daniel, one of those kings that actually the Lord came to him, you understand, and was basically like, look, man, let the children of Israel go back to their homeland, give them all the gold and silver and all of this type of stuff, and y'all go ahead and let them get back to their homeland to where they can build up my temple and serve me once again. You understand? The Persian Empire was during the time of Esther, I believe, too. You understand? Esther was alive during the Persian Empire. Mordecai, which was her, I believe it was her older cousin. You understand? But something like an uncle figure to her. Um, Also during this time, you had an Edomite from the tribe of Amalek named Haman or Haman. You understand? This is where the feast of lots comes from. You understand that he had devised a plan. He had devised a plan to kill all the Israelites because Mordecai would not want to bow down unto him. You understand? So he came to the king at that time and basically devised a plan that he would be able to kill the Israelites. You understand? And pay money to get us slaughtered at that time. Of course, Esther, being a righteous sister, she followed up under the tutelage of Mordecai and was able to alleviate that. You understand? And uh, Haman and all of his sons were hanged. You understand? They was hanged instead of Mordecai because the king found out that this Edomite from the tribe of Amalek, Haman, was basically on some BS. You understand? So there you go, your Persian Empire. You understand? Verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast also had four heads, and dominion was given to it. Now, this beast is talking about the Greek Empire. You understand? And when it said it had four heads, the first to rule over Greece was Alexander So we call him Alexander the Great. I mean, Salaki, Alexander the Greek, you understand? But the world calls him Alexander the Great. He was the son of Philip of Macedon. These was Macedonians, you understand? These was Edomites, you understand? And he became the ruler over the known world at the time. You can read about him in the book of First Maccabees, and it says his name, I believe, in First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse between 1 or 3. You understand? In the very verse, in the very first chapter, you understand, of the first book of Maccabees, you can read about Alexander the Greek. You understand? He reigned for 12 years. You understand? So from 20 to 32, he led a mean military presence, you understand, and they conquered the known world at that time. And he eventually died at an early death at 32, you understand, from that some say it was disease, you understand. I ain't really gotten to how far I ain't really got into how he actually died, you understand, but he died an untimely death at 32 years old after conquering the known world at that time. On his deathbed, he parted his kingdom into four regions, you understand, between his four generals. You understand, Slakia? One of the generals was named Ptolemy. Ptolemy ruled Egypt. You understand? The other general, Seleucus, he ruled the Middle East. You understand? Israel, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, so forth and so on. You understand? Uh, uh, and Salaki, I cannot pronounce his name. uh, Antigonus, you understand? He ruled Salakia. Antigonus ruled he ruled either Macedon or Greece. He ruled either Macedonia or Greece, and then his fourth general was Cassander, which either ruled Macedonia or Greece. You understand? I get those two mixed up, you know what I'm saying? But this is talking about it's talking about Daniel, you know what I'm saying? So like not Daniel. This is talking about Alexander the Greek, as in this third beast that was like a leopard. You understand? Salakia. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast had also four heads, and dominion was given to it. You understand? The Greeks, they eventually became the ruling party, you understand, after they conquered the Persian Empire. You understand? And on Alexander's deathbed, he split his kingdom up amongst his four generals. You understand? Salakia. Verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. You understand? This fourth beast is talking about the Roman Empire. You understand? This 10 horns of the Roman Empire, it was called the like here. The what was it called again? Let me see. I'll write it down. Okay, Most High Christ, the common market nations. You understand? Or learn at the it was another name for the European. It I forget the other name, but it was the common market nation. You understand? The top European countries. You understand, of the earth. You understand? And this comes from like after the Roman Empire. You understand? That's those 10 horns. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. You understand? That little horn that came after is, I want to say, basically the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which is America. You understand? That's that little horn is. You understand? And those three horns that got plucked, you understand, and basically replaced by this little horn was Spain, Great Britain, and Russia. You understand? Slovakia. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and mouth speaking great things. You understand? Of course, America is the superpower of the world right now. You understand? America has a military base in damn near every country in the world. You understand? America knows what's going on all around the world. You understand? And when it says and a mouth speaking great things, meaning America America is that country, you understand, that basically says nobody can touch us. You understand? You see it you see it president after president. You understand? America is a bold and boisterous country. You understand? America is bullies. You understand? They America has the motto of like America can't be effed with. You understand? These is great things that America speak. You understand? They got thermonuclear warheads. You understand? In America, America is a power that the world feels like can't nobody touch them, so nobody wants to go to war with America. Look at what America has done to all the rest of these goddamn countries. Look what America did to Afghanistan. You understand? Look what America did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. America has done a lot to these other nations. You understand? Look at these Europeans that literally came over here. Like America is cut though. 1968, Yabba Shemal Shabrakta. The water, the water for tapping in, we appreciate it. But yeah, America definitely is cutthroat. You understand? America speaks great things. You understand? America feel like they can't be touched. You understand? This is the superpower of the world. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit. You understand? During these visions of Daniel seeing all of these great and terrible beasts, you understand, these empires of the world, he also sees the Lord. You understand? He beheld, you understand? He seen this vision until the thrones were cast down. All of these damn these great beasts, these great four kingdoms, along with these 10 horns, and then this other one little horn. Daniel seen all of these thrones cast down. You understand? He seen the Most High destroy these empires. You understand? And the Ancient of Days did sit. That's who the Ancient of Days is. The Ancient of Days is the Lord, God. You understand? Yahweh in the Hebrew. You understand? Because the Lord is older than days. He's been around before days. He created days. You understand? It says, whose garment was white as snow. You know what I'm saying? When it say the Lord got a white garment on as snow, you understand? I mean, the Lord is pure. You understand? He's pure in all of his doings. You know what I'm saying? Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. The Lord has nappy hair, just like his son, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You understand? This is a nigga sitting in the sky in a long white pure robe, you understand, with nappy hair. It looks like the pure wool. You understand? This is how Christ was designed, Salaki, described in the book of Revelation, you understand? With woolly, so-called nappy hair. You understand? The hair of a goddamn Judite. You understand? This is what Daniel seen, him being a priest and prophet of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. It says, his throne was like the fiery flame, and Salakia, and his wheels as burning fire. You understand? The Lord is sitting on a throne of fire. You understand? And he's sitting on a throne with big wheels on it of fire. You understand? This is how Judites get out. You understand? You ever seen a nigga with some big rims on his car? Well, it comes from right here in Daniel, the 7th chapter and the 9th verse. You understand? This is the spirit of the Lord. You understand, that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have on them. You understand? Reading on. A fiery stream ensued and came forth from before him. Thousands, Salakia, thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were open. You understand? So the Lord is sitting on his throne, you understand, reading out of the book of judgment. You understand? He knows exactly what the hell has been going on because his angels minister unto him day and night. You understand? They come down and bring reports back to the Lord. This is why the Lord is called the Most High God. This is why the scriptures say the Lord is a man of war, because the Lord is the commander in chief of his own goddamn army. You understand? And when the scriptures calls him a Lord of hosts, a host is a military. You understand? His angels, tens of thousands times tens of thousands. You understand? Millions of angels are sitting in front of the Lord, ministering before him. You understand? Praising him day and night. You understand? This is what's going on in heaven. And Daniel was so much of a prophet, he was actually to write this down because the Lord chose him to be a prophet unto himself and to prophesy the things that will come. Man, Daniel was a great prophet. You understand? Not only was he a great prophet because the Lord was able to show what was going on in the future through Daniel. You understand? The Lord blessed him. The Lord blessed Daniel with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to have correct judgments. You understand? Salakia. Verse 11. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spoke. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. You understand? America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear warfare. You understand? That's what it means when it says, I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed. You understand? When it says his body destroyed, meaning the pieces that make up of America. You understand? Like the head of America, the arm of America, the legs of America, the things that make America function, the Lord is going to destroy that. You understand? And his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. America is going to be the lake of fire. There's no goddamn big red man with some pitchfork up underground waiting on souls to come down there so he can probe them and do all kinds of evil stuff to them when they die. That's not what's going to happen. You understand? America is going to be the lake of fire. Nobody's ever going to live in America, you understand, for a long time. I ain't gonna say not ever again, but it's gonna be a point in time where when America gets destroyed by thermonuclear warfare, you understand, it's gonna take at least 1,000 years for all the fumes and the gases, you understand, to subside, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? For people to actually try to build this place up again. You understand? I'm not sure if it's going to be built back up again, but what I can tell you is Edomites are not going to rule the planet Earth again. The Lord said they're not going to fill the city with faces no more. You understand? Because if one of them is going to live on planet Earth, they will destroy the whole goddamn planet Earth. You understand? Because of how wicked they are. You understand? That's why the Lord said they will be cut off by slaughter. You can read about that in the book of Obadiah. You understand? Salakia. Verse 12. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. You understand? These other nations, they gonna have their dominion taken away. You understand? And it said they lives was prolonged for a season and time. Why was their lives prolonged? Y'all got to serve out the captivity, you understand, that y'all gave to the children of Israel. All of these other nations are going into captivity. The Caucasian man, you're going into captivity too, but you're going to be eradicated off of planet Earth. Thus saith the Lord. You understand? Verse 14. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. You understand? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. You understand? That's talking about Christ's kingdom. You understand? Of course, it's the Lord's kingdom, Yahweh's kingdom, but his son, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, his kingdom is never going to cease. You understand? The children of Israel were reigned on planet Earth forever. You understand? Here is the patience in the face of the saints. You understand? And Daniel understood this. Be it, Daniel lived what? About 2,500 years ago? Something like that. 2,300 years ago, something like that. You understand? And Daniel kept his integrity. You understand? From a child all the way up until Daniel died. You understand? With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah rock a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Lathan by Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Make sure y'all like, share, comment. You understand? The water for the feedback. The The water sister S. Ross, you understand? Y'all Shamal done by Shemal Shah. You know what I'm saying? 1968. The water for coming in and tuning in with the class. We definitely appreciate your feedback. With that being said, Shalom, Israel.